Hello, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns for another Crossworld Keysanity tournament match here. I'll hand it off to Freddy and Rainbow Poogle here to take it over as comms.
Hello everyone, this is Freddy. I'm here with Rainbow Poogle, commentating a winner's bracket round 2 match between Plasmakappa and RD Walsh the 5th. So we are starting with the Mario and, I don't know which Pac-Man enemy that is, so I'm just going to call him Blinky. And both
I don't remember either.
Very similar starts. I'm sure someone in chat will... it looks like they are both going Houlihan to the north side via the fake flipper here. So very similar starts, very common for a lot of runners to do that. So we won't get a lot of checks early on, but we'll see what we get from this. And actually we are getting witches hut checks from both of them. This is something that a lot of runners like to get out of the way early because a lot of times you don't really have a chance to get pathed up here. And then you can fake flipper off of the top of this zone.
It would appear that I have to catch up briefly with what's going on.
Well, you're missing them fake flippering, pretty much.
Gotcha.
So now they are both heading to Houlihan. Checking to see that it is the drop down for the 4 side out bandit hide, which has a piece of heart. So now I imagine they will both be Houlihaning out of here, getting some rupees so they can afford bombs in Kakariko. And then likely... Ignoring my phone that is going off, that I should have silent.
There we go. All right, I've got it now.
Okay. So you shall see if they are going to save and quit out of here to Sanctuary or just head straight over to either Kakariko or Hylia.
Looks like...
Or to the castle.
that. So we're going to see Castle on RD Walsh's side, and it's going to be the left-hand side of the race game.
An early connector. So that was an interesting one to find. Be curious to see where that goes once he finds a bomb. Oh, and we found Desert early as well on Plasma's side at the right side.
At the actual race game. Ooh, and the big bomb shop. That's fantastic. So we're going to get that Skullwoods and Ice Palace our 5 and 6 crystals. Talking is hard.
It's like Aghanim Tower is also down in that area, so lots of juicy things down by the race game today. Also, Kappa did not actually buy bombs at the bomb shop there. You actually get a free refill for 100 rupees, which is going to be very... But you also want that money for Zora, so he's probably just hoping he will find a shop at some point in here. And it looks like the Sanctuary is up at Lumberjack Cave today, which means the back of escape will require either a small key or an Aghanim 1 kill. And boots.
And we found Spike Cave in that one thing up north in the Lost Woods that no one really remembers to go to.
Everyone's favorite. Looks like the Bat Cave is at the forest drop down. And Plasma has actually found the Super Bunny Cave in Kakariko.
We're going to get 2 checks here, these 2 chests that we're going to find out what exactly they are.
And we'll see where it spits them out. chest over on Walsh's side that only had a rupee.
Alright, let's see where this spits plasma out.
East
Darkwood
Dark
Mountain.
World, which has nothing next to it.
Ooh, we
there's
found
Sahasrara.
Sahasrara. Looks like our green pendant is going to be in desert.
And the first major item we find is silver arrows. Okay. Sure, why not?
Well, at least they don't have to go looking for that later.
It'll make the Ganon fight definitely a little bit more, a bit easier, especially if this ends up being a low sword seed or. And the well is in the well.
Well, well, well.
Well has a pod key. The moon pearl.
That'll be nice when Artie Walsh manages to get down to the connecting cave that Plasmakappa saw earlier, because he can then go and check the surrounding areas of Death Mountain.
Unfortunately, down that entrance doesn't really have anything else to check unless he finds them before then.
Well, there is that one bottom entrance, isn't there?
No, that was the only in Light World.
Oh. Never mind then.
Getting quite a few early hearts here as well, though.
Honestly, that's really nice, so that hypothetically, if we run into, I don't know, the Turtle Rock Laser Bridge, then they won't die in one hit.
Yeah, that doesn't make it much easier, unfortunately. But that's all about practice. Okay, looks like we have the uncle with a couple checks at the Bat Cave spot. Ooh, the Desert Palace small key is a good thing to find. Especially since we know desert is here, so. They'll give Walsh a chance to check quite a few things in desert while he's going.
Oh my goodness, the damaged sprite is actually the damaged sprite for the Pac-Man ghost. That is so cute.
Yeah, huge shout outs to all the sprite makers that have been working on the sprites for Link to the Past Randomizer. There's a lot of amazing ones out.
Oh!
Ganon's Tower Big Key. Oh boy.
Well,
That's
we won't have to go looking for it.
It's a scary thing to find early. Since the tournament runs on Crystals mode, which means that we do not actually have to kill Aghanim 2 in order to finish the seed. However, a lot of times you still have to go up to the top of Ganon's Tower for an item, or maybe to drop down into the pyramids in some cases. Though it's looking like that's not going to be as necessary. There's at most one item. So I think the only item drop down we haven't seen is the Lumberjack Cave itself. So, and then the Fairy Fountain drop down is the other one we haven't seen. And I could be mistaken because I don't remember which one was at the Uncle's vanilla spot, so. So it looks like they both found a connector in the chicken hut and are not continuing for.
Okay, that's where Paradox Cave was.
Yep. I was wondering that as well, actually. Oh yeah, that is the right side. You're right. Ampharos was actually the right side of the race game, which we already know connects to the Hyrule Castle, which is pretty good.
There's the Smiths. And it does look like Artie Walsh is going to go check where the Paradox Cave lets out, is going to find east side of Dark Death Mountain.
Yep, and I'll be able to check that useless entrance, but as Blinky this time. Which I'm going to continue to call him Blinky, even though I think it might be Clyde. It's Clyde. I have confirmation that it is Clyde, so I will start calling him Clyde instead of Blinky. Or her? It? I don't assume. So you're seeing our runners catch up on the things that the other missed, or that they missed the first time around through Kakariko. And it looks like now that that's all done, Plasma's going to go straight into Desert with his small key, which is a very reasonable thing to be doing here because that both has 2 exits we haven't seen. Which, with the Moon Pearl, means anywhere it goes, it could be somewhere useful, and he can check the right side, which, while it's slightly tough with bombs, at least gets you Ice Rod. That would have actually made it slightly easier. In the meantime, Walsh is actually going down to the right side of Link's house. Looks like heading down to the dam area. So we'll have a bit of a divergence here.
Well, the dam is going to be one of the dark rooms that we can't really figure out what it is yet because we don't have the sword in order to find out kind of which way it zagged.
Yeah, but it looks like they got the mirror in the back of Desert. That's a very good find for Plasmakappa.
Oh, that's, I believe, Hookshot Cave? Yes?
Hookshot Cave? I'm not sure if it could be. I should look. Actually, I have this up.
Amazing Ampharos is confirming that it is indeed Hookshot Cave, so we now know where the Palace of Darkness Big Key is.
Hookshot Cave, gotcha, okay. Looks like this sped him out over on the east side of the world, so that worked out very well for him. Or Light World, sorry, not Dark. I say Dark World. And Ice Palace in Sahasrara's hut. And the flippers are in Palace of Darkness. I'm starting to see where this seed is wanting us to go.
So what are we thinking? Flippers and Dark Palace, Palace of Darkness Big Chest?
That's what I was thinking, yep.
And then we have to do some kind of absolutely rigmarole run around in order to get the hookshot in the first place?
It would not surprise me. Oh, and talking about Pod. Yep, we got a dam as well. We'll save a bit of time for Plasma since he hasn't checked the dam. Flippers are not the first chest of Pod.
Now, is Artie Walsh going to use that key in here already, or do you think he's going to leave?
It looks like he is going to check the next couple checks he can in here, which is probably a good call while he's here. It's pretty easy to death warp outright.
So he can get 2 more checks with what's going on with the key, single key that he has. What do you think the odds are that this last chest that is accessible is the flippers?
I want to say no, just because I really wanted them to be in the big chest. That's a book.
That's certainly not the flippers.
But a book is nice. Gets him a check in the desert.
And looks like Plasmakappa is going to follow suit.
Yep. but he'll be able to do this slightly faster with a mirror. Looks like Walsh is finding the other entrance to desert this way and is actually going to go through and get his mirror while he's here, so it's a good call. He'll get both that hint and the mirror and the ice rod. And we might see a main entrance of Desert check.
Right, Plasmakappa didn't go out that exit, did he?
Nope, he immediately went and checked everything over on right side, and now is heading, looks like up to Hyrule Cap. I was kind of wondering if he was going to head down to the dam since he got that item, or found the dam entrance, or the dam entrance. Let's go with that, yes.
Oh, that is a good point. Shot pointing out that Plasmakappa did leave without the book.
You are right, he did not use his key there. He might be wanting to find the bow before he goes too far into there, because that leaves you with some extra time. Or rather, it leaves you with an extra key. You can technically check everything in Palace of Darkness only using the using 4 keys, but that requires both knowing how to do the hammer yump as well as needing the bow or the potion glitch to get around to the right side, and the hammer for that matter, but you need the hammer to finish the dungeon anyway. So, Plasmakappa, it now has access actually to the bottom of East Death Mountain in the light, since he has that mirror, and is wisely taking these connectors all the way over to there. So while he doesn't have the book, he is making his way to some extra checks here.
Ooh, and this is nice. Now that he has the mirror, he can go check all of these entrances too.
Yep. Looks like we got to see what the item at Spectacle Rock is. It's just a big key. So they will definitely be looking out for that one. Do not know if either of these runners are comfortable with that bomb jump, but... Like I said, we get another dark room.
And we're gonna see what the exit to desert is going to place, where the exit to desert is going to, it's going to put us at the entrance to the back of Skull Woods.
Interesting. That means we don't need the fire rod to check that now, which is always nice. The Swamp Palace Big Key is sitting on East Death Mountain.
And we're gonna find the back to desert.
As noted in chat, actually, as well, the spot that, or the previous entrance that Plasmakappa had checked is something you can only get to if you have the mitts or if you mirror from the Dark World. So that is something that is quite easily missed by people, and definitely something to watch out for in your own seat. Another item. Definitely quite a few items sitting over in East Death Mountain, but nothing too big. While Walsh is making his way through Skull Woods, since he so happened to show up. Another thing that a lot of people don't know is that there is a magic pickup in the back corner of that room there, just through the breakable wall with the bomb. So if you're short on magic coming up into Mothula, is a great place to check for both normal and entrance modes.
You think we're gonna see an early pedestal check? He has the book and the mirror.
I mean, he could.
A girl can hope.
I don't know if he thought about it, though, because he probably would have been something he would have done while he was there. And we aren't going to get it from Plasma.
Oh, fair, yeah.
He does not have the book, yeah.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Also of note is that Walsh did use the key to get into the left side there, so he will have to find one of the skull keys in order, if he finds the back of Skullwoods, to kill Mom. We're pretty early, so it is definitely likely that we will find one before we find the lamp, or around before it matters too much, but that is something to remember just in case. But he is definitely required to have a key now. We'll see if Plasma does the same here. He did do the drop down into the back, so he could potentially get away without doing it.
Ooh, and we see Blind's hut, so this is going to be 5 items on Artie Walsh's side.
Ooh, yeah. And to update, it does look like Plasma will be mirroring out with the key from this room, so he will actually be leaving without that key. Let's see anything. Ooh, there's the gloves. And the Eastern Palace big key. Interesting.
So whenever we find Eastern, we can go all the way to the Armhouse Knight if the bow gets found. Otherwise, well, more searching.
Ooh, there's Hera at Thieves Town entrance. Well, I can check a couple chests here.
There's also a hint that can be checked in this tile right here, or not.
There could have been, yeah. So a lot of people aren't used to checking hints yet, myself included, so understandably why I would miss that. Hopefully we'll see it on Plasma's side.
And another 5-item cave at Mini Moldarm.
Oh yeah, Village of Outcasts has all of them.
Really nice bomb strats.
One note is that Plasmakappa remembered that this room had, a hookshot. I'll interrupt myself here and say a hookshot was sitting in the back there, as well as the big key to the Tower of Hera. Now suddenly we can do more things in Hera, though I don't believe we have anything that actually kills Moldo.
I do not believe we do.
Anyway, as I was saying, there's a few of the critters in the random entrances you can find that both give hints and also give you a free heal, which can be quite useful, especially if you're finding them while running through Dark World with no weapons. So Plasmakappa taking good to that. And yeah, the Firelocked Mire hint was definitely useful as well. And that is true. Hook, we do have logical entrance to Mire right now.
Well, we found Yedin's Tower instead.
That is good. Was that also it? Was that the brewery?
Oh no. We have the hookshot and the big key to Ganon's Tower.
But we don't have the bow, so we can't go up it, and we don't have that. Ooh, there's the fire rod. Once again, interrupting myself. Oh, that was the... Okay. So we have the fire rod up on the back of, or the top of the one. You know what I mean. Ooh, this is unfortunate for Plasma. Top of a bumper ledge. That's the word I'm looking for. Ooh, there's that Swamp Palace. Anyway, I was saying it was unfortunate because Plasma does not quite have those gloves yet to check the last entrance. But it's good to know that that entrance exists. Ooh, hammer. We have a weapon.
Hey, guess what we can go kill now? Moldorm! That actually does give full access to beating Moldorm now.
That was the left side of race game. Unfortunately, he can't actually get back up there right now. Well, I guess he can walk through Kakariko. This does give him access to the left side of GT, though, which is the thing he's doing now. So this is a decent number of checks, though without a key, he can only go up to basically the fire snake. room. He didn't. Did he not do dig game? I just
Not
assumed he
believe
did.
he did.
We have another pod small key. The Hera small keys. That's almost completely doable once they find a fire source.
Well, they found a fire source. They just need to get to a fire source. Oh, hey, look, Meyer.
And there's the key in the Samari.
That actually puts a lot of turtle rock in logic, or at least enough of it to where if he finds it, he can go check a decent amount. Oh goodness, who's going to do tile room this early? Okay, that's just mean. Freddy, chat's
Yeah.
the Bowen tile room.
I mean, it could be. We just need to find one more connector to the top of this place to find fire rod. So could have almost all of GT in logic at this point.
That's a slightly terrifying thought. Though, to be fair, Plasmakappa has 8 hearts and Artie Welsh has 12. So, honestly, not too awful.
Yep, looks like we have a paradox cave for plasma at the light world bottom of the bumperlet. So this gives us a couple more entrances and 7 items, one of which was the big key to Skullwood, which they already went past.
Yes! We have the pun! We also have a lot of bombs. And another pod small key.
There's one of the Ganon Tower small keys.
There's the lamp! The lamp is on the Bombos tablet.
So they're going to need 2 swords for the lamp. I don't know if that's something many of either of our runners will actually go back for. Unless Aga becomes required for one reason or another. And even then, the fire rod is in a fairly available
spot if they can find it. Or one of the connectors to get to it. And, we found the left-hand upper side of Hyrule Castle in the Dark World Dam.
We also found a big key for something at Plasmakappa.
Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock, okay. And another big key sitting on top of Spectacle Rock, which Paradox Cave happened to set him up. There's the Meyer big key. There are definitely lots of things pointing to Meyer, which means Meyer is probably not required at all. And we got the hint for Turtle Rock.
Thank you, Chia Pet guy. I don't know what it actually is, but it looks like a Chia Pet.
On the plus side, the Paradox Cave was actually really handy. They got them to both, or they got Plasma at least, to both the top, or the floating island on right side of, or East Death Mountain, as well as the left side of Death Mountain in general, West Death Mountain.
Where was that entrance?
The Paradox Cave entrance, I believe, was at the bottom of Light World Bumper.
That makes sense.
Or, in other words, the Old Man rescue entrance. It all kind of blends together in entrance when you have mirrors all over the place. So it looks like Plasma is mostly looking for the Old Man now. Because the exit to the Old Man to save him has to be on one of the entrances over on West Death Mountain, because otherwise you could get stuck with him and not have anything else to do.
Well, we know that the
Okay.
big red bomb is not required.
Yep.
Lorazino, you always go get cookies. Always.
We have our first sword now at R.D. Walsh's side. It looks like he's going to death warp out, even though he has the mirror. I'm confused.
I'm not sure.
Oh, he's doing the key steal. Gotcha.
What key?
I honestly do not know this trick very well. I believe someone in chat kept explaining it better than I.
Did he not get the key before he died?
It was just a death warp. Okay, so this isn't some trick. He just forgot to get the key. So basically what he's doing here is he... Like, stupid Google. He is taking the option to get the 3 items in the back of escape instead of taking the 2 more items at the bottom of the escape, Zelda's chest and the chest before. So he'll still need the key to check those 2 items, or alternatively he can just force exit the game and then if nothing's in the back of escape, and then just use the key at the bottom anyway and check both.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so right now, Plasma has the benefit of knowledge in this race, while of a lot of where the different entrances, and he's able to get to almost the entire map via some fairly convoluted method, though not really that bad, honestly. Especially since Paradox Cave is actually pretty close to the Sanctuary. However, he has not checked the south side of Dark World yet, which has a lot of items that R.D. Walsh has, as well as like the entrance to Ganon's Tower and other useful things. It's like one of the exits to Hyrule Castle leads to East Death Mountain. The laser bridge exit, to be specific. Looks like he will start checking all these entrances down here, which didn't have a ton, but good checks to get out of the way. Did have a big key to Swamp.
Here's the thing, since R.D. Walsh has a sword, I think there was at least one dark...
There are a couple dark caves they don't know, but R.D. Walsh might go through because he wants to know where some connectors are, and we still haven't found the top of Bumper Ledge. Oh, Plasmakappa has found the back of, or the laser bridge.
I blinked to see where that was.
I believe it was Mini Moldorm Cave. Well, you see a few deaths here, but he should be able to get through. He got a couple of them pretty well, so...
Ooh, there's something that R.D. Walsh can do that Plasmakappa can't. And that is that R.D. Walsh can just go to the left-hand side of Death Mountain because of the hookshot.
It's true, he doesn't need to find that other entrance or exit.
And actually can then go up top next to Hera with the hammer. Sorry, I believe I cut you off saying the same thing.
Yep, though there's actually an easier way to get there through Paradox Caves. But he can also check the Ether Tablet while he's up here. And he'll have an easier time rescuing the old man, which is something that Plasma did not do, actually. So it looks like Plasma is actually going to head back to the Dark World via this connector, as well as checking the place he forgot, or he wasn't able to check while he was here, because he did not have the gloves quite yet. Gotta be careful of those crabs, though. They do 2 damage.
Oh, well, there's the front of Turtle Rock.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Not useful quite yet, but potentially useful later.
It's useful to R.D. Walsh.
Well, yep. It is definitely useful to R.D. Walsh if he finds it. Though, actually not. It only really gets him 1 item, because he doesn't have the Fire Rod or a Turtle Rock.
It still can be an item that works somehow. That one chest could have something. And, that's a scary thought. Now, I'm not sure Plasmakappa has either hierarchy, actually.
I believe that was in the south side of Dark World with the rest of the... that he is going to be getting fairly soon. Unfortunately, like Walsh, you will find those items right before... I actually did not see what the hint was, to be honest.
The hint was that an Ice Palace... push to talk key white. And the Ice Palace big key is an Ice Palace.
Oh, that is a good hint, actually. People won't usually be waiting for the Ice Palace big key to go into ice, but this way they know that they'll be able to check the big chest, and that also means they'll be able to skip the bomb jump if they so like. And there's the hookshot and the Tower of Hera big key that Plasma needed for something he just jumped down off. Oh no, he didn't jump down off of it. But he doesn't have a weapon either yet, which I believe are both at the bottom of Dark World and the dig game and such.
Yes. Go ahead.
Looks like Walsh found the old man entrance and is returning him for a company. We have not seen the old man cave yet. So it'll be interesting.
When he save quits and then chooses that, he'll come out wherever it comes out, yes?
Correct. Okay, so we're seeing Walsh check all of the Death Mountain entrances that Plasma both took and missed, while Plasmakappa is taking pretty similar routes to where R.D. Walsh went in Ganon's Tower in South Dark. You should, though, I believe, if Walsh did not do the digging game, then we may see it from Kappa here. After he gets his hammer.
Hopefully he'll go back into Ganon's Tower for that Cane of Samaria.
Yep, that's definitely something he does not want to miss if he can help it. I believe he has a small key. He has 2 small keys for Ganon's Tower as well, so he can check random and the firebar room.
That'll be really nice. Wait, we will get to see what the digging game has in store.
Too many digs, as usual.
I hope you're counting, because I'm not counting.
26. I just caught up to where he was at when I took the item out.
Artie Walsh is getting the big keys that Plasmakappa got, and there's some form of map on the Ether tablets, so we don't have to worry about that one.
Yeah, that is definitely not something they'll need. So I'm curious to see how far Kappa's going to go on this. He can technically go all the way through Ice Armos, though Hammer Ice Armos is not generally that great to try to do.
Wouldn't he be better almost trying to do Cane of Samaria Ice Armos?
Probably. Though I don't kill the mana for that. Though, it could work. It isn't terrible. Blue Cane is preferable, though.
Well, it does look like he's going to go at least a little bit further.
Yeah, he's definitely going to do a random room while he's here, at the very least. And could potentially do tile room as well. It's like Snake Room just had a piece of heart.
Looks like the bush crab, we're going to finally find out what it has, and it has fiber beasts, so not super useful.
What does Random Room have in store? A compass, the cape, the boots. Ooh, here we go. And a blue mail. So a lot of safety as well as some boots.
I guess we'll be seeing tile room.
He's going to be... Looks like he'll be checking at the very least the bomb room, or Bob's chest, as well as the big chest, and we'll see if he wants to try to take on Ice Armor. It is definitely doable with what he has, but it will be more time consuming than it's worth potentially. And it looks like he was going to opt not to do that and just go straight to the big chest. Well, I guess he can do both. Yeah, I forgot you can just turn around and go back through from there.
So with boots, that opens up a decent amount more entrances for him to check.
Yeah.
Gonna wait until Bob leaves.
Got that Meyer small key. I believe that's the first one, which is very useful to have. You technically can get away with no small keys in Meyer. However, having one makes routing a bit more efficient.
Yes, he's going to do Samaria strats. Meanwhile, Artie Walsh is going to head up into Tower of Hera.
Yep, so we got some new checks up here. Saying, ooh, a bow though. As I say, the hint isn't very useful, however, the bow very much is. That is something Plasmakappa wishes he had right now.
I can only imagine. This is going to take some time.
Don't believe he has a mana refill either, so he'll be stuck with a hammer once he runs out of mana.
Or the boomerang.
Oh, yeah, never mind. We have a boomerang. We can boomerang strat.
How many hits does it take with a blue boomerang? Something like 40-ish?
2, I think. Something like that. A lot.
I'm gonna switch to the hammer.
Oh, it is 48. Okay. I was incorrect. I haven't looked at that in a while. It's a lot.
You know, the answer I believe is too many. Oh no! Artie Walsh getting hit into the center hole by Trolldor.
Oh no. Classic Trolldor. That said, Boomerang is safer.
And he is going to pull the boomerang out.
Problem is, I'm not sure what actually could be back here that's useful at this point. Because we know where the lamp is, we know where the fire rod is. We know where the flippers are. Like, it could be a medallion, it could be the flute, it could be a needed big key. Meanwhile, Moldorma's down with a crystal, so we have our first crystal earned by Artie Wall. There we go, now he's above him.
There we go.
That's the strat right there. So 48 hits later, we'll have that red Armos down. Fire Rod is on top of Bumper Lead.
And we have not seen that connecting cave yet. All right, Plasmakappa, let's see if this was worth it.
Could be
And
a
survey
sword.
says... Oh my gosh!
Oh my.
Freddy, I cannot believe you right now.
I was like, well, you know, I guess it could be a sword. We've only seen one. Oh, as he opens a sword.
Well, here's the thing. If Artie Walsh decides to actually do that too, he'll have Master Sword and can, technically speaking, go get his lamp from the Bombos tablet.
Yep. I'm not sure if... I think he'll only do it if he happens to be in the area, though, like turning in purple... It really depends on how comfortable he is with Dark Room.
Well, the other thing is, Artie Walsh has the bow.
Yeah, he'll be able to do this way faster.
And considering that he doesn't have a fire source yet, it wouldn't surprise me if he went to go grab it.
Yep.
Because he still hasn't done any of the desert entrances. He can go and route all of that at the same time. He has the book.
Interestingly, we haven't seen an entrance to the mire area yet.
Oh, and with that fire source, once he finds the desert big key, he can go and beat Desert Palace. Because we do know where the back of desert is.
Correct, though that is only a green pendant, which it is 2 items, so it might be worth doing if you're starting to run low on things, but it is not a crystal, so not technically required. Get some joy slashes for the boots. I'm sure that's what those were.
And we're gonna see the Hype Cave entrance on Plasmakappa's side. What is it gonna be?
Mimic Cave. That's something we can do, though.
I think we saw this earlier. Huh, you know what Master Sword does open, though, surprisingly enough? It gives them that one check at the top of Hyrule Castle. You know, where you normally have to go in to get Aga Tower. I wonder if that might lead to anything, considering they just got a Master Sword and a cape.
Synchronized getting of the Master Sword there as Kappa finds the one in the escape, while Walsh gets the one behind Ice Armos. And it looks like Kappa is not going to check the back of Escape like Walsh did, and instead just going to check the two chests down here. So
It does look like Walsh is heading over to the desert area. There's a first bottle on Plasmakappa's side, but I think he's getting his lamp.
looks like Kappa actually is going to do the same thing, but instead of going down at the first one, he's going to come down. And he'll be able to go back into Hyrule Castle since he's already checked all the chests down here. And it does look like Walsh does want his lamp. And that does open up things like the bottom of Harrot Basement, potentially desert, as you said. I don't believe we've seen the right side of Hyrule Castle yet, so that'll be interesting to see if that ends up somewhere interesting. The main two areas that we're still looking for connectors to are the Mimic Ledge off of Turtle Rock, as well as the Bumper Ledge. What?
Never mind. Wait,
I should just stop. That was the right side of Hyrule Castle, so that's something Walsh missed. So that makes that lantern much less needed, though still a useful item to have. Oh, and it looks like Walsh is about to go. Oh no, he's going to check the back first.
It wouldn't surprise me if he then mirrors back and goes to the one exit that he didn't go to, which is going to give him the fire rod.
Yeah, that seems likely.
Zora has not been checked.
But he may still save and quit, or well, not save and quit, but force reset out of the back of Hyrule Castle.
Oh, huh. Our runners are going to do basically the same thing at the same time, except one of them has the lamp, the other does not. And while both of our runners, I'm sure, are perfectly capable of doing this in the dark, it's just nice to have the lamp, just in general. Especially for this key rat. This key rat's awful.
Fortunately, we do have the fire rod for that, though we don't have any magic for on Kappa. It's like a shield, a map of the Tower of Hera, and bombs, so nothing interesting. It looks like we are going to get that force reset, so Walsh is still not going to have that fire until he makes his way back there again.
Well, at least he does have one fire source. That is going to be nice.
I don't believe Kappa, or Plasma, I guess. I don't know. I'm moving back and forth between what I'm calling him. PK. PK will probably not be force resetting out the back here. Though it looks like he did successfully make it, so that wasn't too bad. But yeah, he doesn't want to lose that fire rod. So he's just going to be abandoning the last chest of Zelda's chest. So we want to definitely keep an eye on that for when Walsh makes his way back there.
Now we're going to see some of those... Ooh, we have found the witch. Some of the rock check things near Link's house.
Yes.
That is where Eastern Palace was last night in one of the seeds. And that was mean.
Yeah, those rocks are tough to remember sometimes. So it looks like Plasma is on his way to Hera again, so you gotta get that finished up. And you can actually check the basement while he's there. Not that anyone ever wants to do that, but...
Well, it is an item. And we are going to see that one top of Hyrule Castle check I was talking about. And it's nothing. We've got a connecting cave on the right-hand side. And the left-hand side's irrelevant. Did Artie Welsh check the ledge item on the pyramid?
I'm not sure.
Thank you, Falcon. Also, big shout out to our trackers tonight. Falcon and Sam and Mias, thank you for keeping us on our toes when we are obviously not ourselves. Or, I'm certainly not. And yes, Plasmakappa is going to go and check the basement of Hera.
Excellent.
An excellent point was brought up in chat earlier that we still don't know where either of the other pendants is. Pendants are, so to speak. Wow. Oh no, and the Tempered Sword is on the Zora ledge. So we do know where the flippers are. We know the flippers are in Pod, and we know the Pod big key is in Hookshot Cave. We just don't have enough small keys to get through Pod probably to where it is. And I know, Freddy, you still want the flippers to be in the big chest.
I'm sticking with that plan, yes. Okay, so looks like... Ooh. And the mitts are sitting on Zora.
Thank you, Zora, for proving me right in that you are not always a scam artist. You're just mostly a scam artist.
This is the second seed I've commented now that has had Titan mitts on Zora. And this is only the second seed I've commentated. So apparently, if I'm the one commentating, always check Zora for mitts. Are we getting the tile room check? I think we're getting the tile room check.
I think we are.
And also right side while he's here, because he has the fire rod.
You might as well.
Fire rod was on the bumper ledge, which was connected via the right side of Hyrule Castle. Looks like we're going to see the front of Old Man Cave finally. I don't know if we found it and I missed it, but... Oh, it's, okay. You can get out of there now, at least. Have we seen... I don't think we've seen Sanctuary yet. Well, we didn't miss anything, so... We're gonna see the bumper check, or the, bumper lift cave. So that means, actually, with Ganon being at the Uncle drop at the castle, that means we do have one item stranded on the pier.
And I believe that would be the magic bat, yes?
No, I believe we have found the magic bat. It was Woods, I think. Yeah, Woods.
So Plasmakappa is going to quit out of Ganon's Tower, which is interesting to me because they have the Ganon's Tower Big Key both runners, and the bow,
Yeah,
and
they
the
can
fire
definitely.
rod, and the hook shot. They can go all the way up to Agatu.
As mentioned, we have not found enough keys to logically finish it, though I don't know if that's a reason why we should. Personally, I've been burned by that logic before, but you never know.
Oh, when has logic ever stopped anyone before?
I should ask Goomba how he feels about logic. Ooh, Plasmakappa has found the Spectacle Rock Cave entrance that gets us that big. While Walsh is doing the big chest, or the purple chest rather. Ooh, that was the desert big key. Interesting.
That's
Castle doors.
really nice to know. Because we do know where the back of desert is. True, desert is a green pendant, but on the off chance we find out that Sahasrara has something.
And Sahasrara is actually fairly close. It's in Kakariko, if I remember it.
Yes, Sahasrara was at Blind's hut.
There's Spiral Cave at Dark World 5. Interesting.
Looks like we're gonna see where that leads.
So to catch everyone up to what has been happening with our runners, it looks like both of our runners are getting fairly close to completing all of the easy checks and checks they've been able to make in the over. We are missing a few notable things, such as the entrance or the laser or the mimic bridge in Dark World East. Never mind, Plasmakappa just found that. Ignore what I just said. But we are still missing access to the Mire area. That is a thing that we still have not found. Which has quite a few entrances, which could have some of the dungeons we're missing, like Thieves Town, back of Skullwoods, Mire, Eastern Palace.
We are gonna get a Turtle Rock check from Marty Walsh.
Yeah, he found the big chest entrance, which gives him access to both that and the crystal roller, as well as a few more items back.
Well, we can go get the bat now.
Yep.
Huh, so R.D. Walsh found where Swamp Palace was, but Plasmakappa is the one who's found where the dam is. Now, I don't remember where the dam is for the life of me.
True. I want to say it was up East Death, or no, it was EP. Yep, that sounds. Yeah, because he was checking the EP area when Walsh was down at the dam. I don't believe the dam item was anything good though. Wait, was that a turtle rock key in the big chest? Or in the big key chest?
Well, that'll work. They still need that.
Good times. Usually see that in pod more than a turtle rock, but Looks like he is going to, with that extra key now that lets him get to the checks down here, which, while we do know that the entrance to that is...
Ooh, that's nice. We found the back of Hookshot Cave. Oh, wait, we found Hookshot Cave!
Yes, we did. I don't know if Walsh has that info, but I assume he's going to check that anyway, because he has the hookshot and it's a connector.
I just remembered that we know what's in Hookshot Cave. We know that the Pod Big Key is in Hookshot Cave, and we know that the flippers are in Pod. And that means we can go beat Swamp Palace if we really want to.
I was honestly paying attention to Kappa and did not know if he fake flippered here or if he found a connector to that. So we got a Pod small key in Turtle Rock as well, so that gives us, what, 3 now? Maybe 4? 4. And there is that Pod Big Key.
I wonder if then RD Walsh is going to go back into Pod and check around with that.
Ooh, looks like the front of Hookshot Cave led to the Desert Ledge, which gives us a couple more checks. Plasma got a big key to something. Thieves Town, okay.
Which RD Walsh is in right now.
And RD Walsh did find the other part of, or the other entrance you could check on the top of Desert was Thieves. Interesting. That's also the first bottle for Walsh, of which we actually have still not found the key for. Or not the key, the Sick Kid.
Yes, we have. The Sick Kid was the Dark World Death Mountain Old Man Cave. Whatever that cave is called. It's
okay. Yep, I missed that. I did not realize either of our runners had checked that area yet. I'm assuming that was Walsh that checked that, not Plasma. And we get to see our 2 crystal, or 2 big bomb crystals. It's an unfortunate map check. Okay, so we're going to see Pod, which is the back of Skullwoods. This is something we're missing. And because Plasma stole that, or kept that key earlier, he'll be able to actually finish. And we know it's a crystal, so I definitely am assuming he will. Meanwhile, Walsh actually finally went to the right side of Hyrule Castle and is getting his fire rod. Or got his fire rod. I think he will also be checking the bottom part of Hyrule Castle while he's, which will give us one check we have not seen yet because Plasma abandoned. We'll also get the second bottle. Looks like that's not actually what he's going to do. He's going to head out to Dark World again and check a few things that he missed potentially. Oh, he's going to the... to desert, it looks like. Oh, or... oh no, he's already been there. He's going to pod. Sorry, this is pod. With the big key of pod, he's heading to pod. I misread the map there on my notes. Yeah, it was a really solid moth fight from Kappa there, Plasmakappa. One day I will actually refer to him as the same thing throughout the entire 3 times I've talked about it. So now we have a lot of chests in pod for Walsh to look through. There's definitely a big boom making it over to that southeast shopping mall that Walsh was able to check. I was gonna check his right side of, or the pyramid, and also check the top of the pyramid. And yeah, the only item that PK is missing right now, really, to complete things is the... and I guess potentially the flute, as well as he does not technically have the Titan mitts yet, though we are not sure if that is required. I think Plasma's not going through that dark room, which... I'm not entirely certain where that one went. I'm pretty sure we've seen it on Walsh's side, but I unfortunately missed it. Looks like PK is going to be checking a few more chests over here, while Walsh is actually going to kill Helmut. I don't believe he did hammer him up to do that big chest while he was there. So he can do it after Helmosaur if he'd like.
Have we found the flippers yet?
I do not believe we have, no. Oh hey, Plasma found... oh, so that's where it was. It was out of the Dark Witch's hut to get to the southeast area shopping mall. So this will get Plasma his something interesting that was here.
Well, that's a blue item, but that's not the flippers.
That was a flute. Okay. Useful item to have. That actually gets him access to my area, which is very handy at the moment. I don't believe Walsh actually saw the hint for... well, actually, he might have. He skipped enough of them that I wasn't sure which one. I'm gonna go with no then, considering he didn't go back for them.
He's leaving.
However, that was another crystal, so Swamp Palace could just be a pendant. That is a potentiality here.
True, and we have found, I believe, every other dungeon except for Mire.
Yes, we have found the back of Skullwoods. We haven't found Mire. We haven't found... no, we haven't found Eastern yet. That's it.
All right.
And we are going to be able to see the entirety of Thieves Town here. Though Plasma doesn't know that yet. Something, something, swag duck anthem. That is a good point, Falcon. That is good for Walsh for when he finds Skullwood. And then Plasma gets his small key. Oh, Walsh never actually finished his purple chest back when he had it before. Yeah, must have lost it somewhere, like Old Man Cave or something. That has happened to me before. But now he has a quick and easy way of returning it with the flute. And he gets him a red mail. Now we have Inky?
Well, it's definitely not Pinky.
That would make sense.
I do believe that's Inky. I believe the blue one is Blinky.
I think that sounds right. Is Blinky the red one? I thought Blinky is the red one.
Oh, Blinky's the
Inky
red one.
was the blue one. Okay. That's I hate that hint.
But I'm just entirely wrong.
I was too, it's okay. I forgot one of them was named Clyde, honestly. So Walsh, yep, there is Meyer with EP, which he does have the big key for, so he can just go ahead and completely clear this.
It would not surprise me if he just went through and just did all of Eastern Palace. It's not too long of a check to do. He doesn't know it's a pendant or a crystal, but it's not the worst dungeon to get done. He's got the lamp, he's got silver arrows, so Armos Nets are going to be a joke.
Yeah, it's going to be a really quick run. So we're going to see which one of these dungeons is a crystal, if both are crystals, or we know it's not going to be 5 and 6 or a green pendant. However,
well, we found the ice rod super early. That obviously means that Turtle Rock is not required.
that is a fair point. Looks like neither dungeon has anything interesting though. As far as items that we were actually looking for at this point, it's fairly low actually. Plasma could use the mitts, probably needs the mitts actually to get to Eastern, if that is required. Outside of that, especially if something else is over there, outside of that, they just need the flippers out of pod. Technically, Plasma has enough pod keys to finish, but I believe he already... actually, I don't think he opened them center, so he can actually completely clear and get those flippers out of pod.
Well, here's the thing, if the flippers aren't required...
Decent non-scripted blind kill. Oh, there's another pod key anyway, so now it's an easy way to clear everything.
And that is a... Alright.
That is a pendant. So, Turtle Rock Thieves Town was not required, though that pod key will be nice. Even if nothing else in there was.
That does put him at 5.
Correct.
So out of the 4 dungeons, we do not know what they are. Eastern Palace, Swamp Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock. One of them will be the blue pendant.
I'm not sure if Walsh actually made his way over to Catfish. I think he got distracted by all the stuff he found in the hookshot or the dark shopping mall area. So I think this should be a new. I'm sure someone will correct me if I'm wrong. Let's see. Eastern is a crystal. So Mitts are definitely well. We don't know for 100% sure, but he did check Catfish. Okay.
He checked Catfish because he mirrored to Wazora afterwards.
Okay, that makes sense. I was having some stream issues for a little bit, so I missed a lot of that particular. So let's see if any of these are connected. Oh, it's okay. So
That one is.
Mitts are not required because we know we can get there through Turtle Rock. But Plasma PK needs to know to check that. So we're missing. We're not sure where flippers are in pod, but we know they are in pod. We know where Swamp is. We know which is. We don't know if Swamp is required, but we know where it is, and we know we can finish it. Oh wait, we have the small key for Swamp. We do not have the small key for Swamp. So that is one of the main items we are looking for at this point.
Oh, huh. No, we have not seen the Ice Palace entrance. We have not seen any form of fake flippering from either runner as far as going towards Hobo, going towards Ice Palace. We're not sure. So Mitts could still be required.
We have seen Ice Palace itself. Yeah, it's Rala's hut.
We have not seen where the Ice Palace entrance leads to.
I think we're going to be getting a Skullwood's big chest check from Plasma here. Oh, we're going to be getting a Batman check as well. Maybe both. Walsh has finally found his Desert Big Key.
Here's the thing, Plasma still doesn't have his lamp. And by extension does not have the book to get the lamp.
Ooh, Bombos is sitting there. We don't know if that's required because we don't know what the Turtle Rock is required yet. If that entrance is required at all. It could be Meyer.
Oh, that'd be silly.
I wouldn't put it past this seed. It has to have something that may take a while.
Yeah, this has been a very nice seed so far.
Here's a small key to Ganon's Tower. Okay, no, it's not the Swamp small key. So once again, I believe the only thing we are missing for no mode is a Swamp Palace small.
I believe so.
As far as the lamp is concerned, I don't believe that will be gotten by PK. He is setting up a water. He did do a water walk here, though.
Now, Palace of Darkness is actually at the bomb shop to the right and south of Link's house.
Yeah, it's northwest Lake Hylia in Light World. We found that really early. It does look like Plasma will be getting his... oh yeah, that was where the Palace of Darkness clue was. He actually checked that one. So now he knows where his flippers are as well. And we know that Ice Palace is required, so Walsh will go ahead and complete Ice Palace here.
No, go back!
Oop, looks like Plasma is actually not getting his Titan mitts. I lied. But once again, I don't believe it is required, so that may not bite him in the long run. However, He will soon have flute, flippers, and the book to give him a bunch of extra check.
The thing is, where does he go from pod then? Flute, flippers, book. That's a lot of checks.
Well, he can't do swamp without that key. He could do...
Oh, that is a good point. There's still the Zora Ledge to consider, and he doesn't know he's about to get his tempered sword when he gets those flippers. But when he goes, ideally, if he goes back for Zora and goes to the ledge, he'll get the Titan's Mitts and his tempered sword.
Correct.
So far, Ice Palace has held nothing of real significance, but there's the Ether Medallion. I'm going to cut myself off on.
It does give them access to Mire itself once he finds that.
And we will get to find out what Mire actually is, the entrance is anyway. We still don't know where Mire is.
We are running out of places to check for it, too. We have the Mire entrance itself. We have the Turtle Rock entrance. And my trackers froze a while ago, so I'm not sure where else we have. I don't think we've seen the Ice Palace entrance yet, or potentially, I don't think we've seen the island, Light World Island. And since I don't think either
we've seen neither.
So that is potentially where Mire could be.
I just noticed that our runners have 16 and 17 hearts respectively. That's a lot of hearts!
Yeah, they have a lot of hearts, and we have, blue mail and red mail as well?
That is indeed correct. This is a very safe seed, and honestly really nice to have.
You were a little short on weapons in the beginning, but that rectified itself very quickly with a quick bow, hammer. Master Sword wasn't too far behind.
It took a bit, but once they got the first sword, the second sword for our runners was not super far behind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've missed at least one piece of heart at this point.
And we're going to see a Cold Stare fight.
There we go.
Almost put Cold Stare in the corner. Choosing to go for the Master Sword spin strats rather than the hammer strats. I can understand that. The hammer in this fight is kind of... The smaller hitbox makes it a little easier to get hit. Oh no. I'm gonna cut myself off right there because Freddy, did you see what I just saw?
Actually, no, I didn't because my screens are frozen. So you will have to describe it to me, and I will react to that.
One of the chests in the Dark Maze of Pod was a small key to Castle Tower.
Ooh. Okay, so we can get to that entrance, that second key there. We did get the flippers, it sounds like, as well.
Yes, unfortunately, your dream was killed with the flippers not being in the big chest. They were in the maze.
That was close enough. Maze kind of counts.
You know what? Sure.
We're gonna see Plasma dropping down to finish Pod, while Walsh has found the back of Skullwoods and is doing that after finishing Ice. So this is pretty close. Currently, we have 2 crystals with Plasma, while Walsh has... Though Plasma is about to get his 3rd. Walsh has slightly more info as to where EP is, for example, as well as the Titan Nits. However, he did miss the flippers in Pod and will have to go back to get those at some point, for potentially for Swamp if it is required.
Well, one of the main things we're still missing for Swamp is that small key.
Plus, we are still missing the small key for Swamp. That is correct. So a map for Swamp would definitely be something that would be nice to have at this point.
Map for Swamp, map
I
for...
was close. That was a map.
Have we seen a map check in any capacity from either runner at all recently?
We saw a map check a while, like maybe 15-20 minutes ago, but it only showed the 2 5-6 crystals. It only showed Skull and which we already knew.
Oh, Plasmakappa is gonna get his flute off of this.
Yeah, but I don't believe it was anything interesting in the back of Skullwoods there.
Which also does mean... Oh, no. I was about to say, it does mean that Plasmakappa can go find Eastern Palace, but not currently because he still needs the myths to go get to the Mire area from that direction from 6.
Correct. Though it will probably get led that direction having the flippers and the flute now, because that is pretty quick access down to both the island, which we haven't seen, as well as the waterfall and the item on the ledge by Zora. So I would not be surprised to see him head that direction because he doesn't have much else left to check. I think he's just kind of run all the way to Kakariko. Though, probably would have been slightly faster to run to the connector in Hyrule Castle, but he may not have written that down at all. And Walsh has found has made his way back to the laser bridge of Turtle Rock and is deciding to just finish it to see it purely to figure out if it is a crystal or not.
You know what? I really like this play.
I do as well, actually, because if this happens to be the pendant, then he knows... Actually, he isn't in Turtle Rock or Thieves Town, so he might not know. But either way, it gets him another crystal because he is very close to go mode, regardless. And he knows it. Knowing where potentially Mire and potentially... Oh, he did check Turtle Rock, so he knows that this is a crystal, so we still don't know what the last pendant is.
That last pendant is either going to be Mire or Swamp.
Correct. One of which we don't have entrance to, but we know where it is. The other of which we don't even know where the entrance is yet.
Well, we can check the first chest in Swamp.
It's true. It could be in the first chest in Swamp. That would not be the first time I've seen that.
Okay, does get both of those Trinex heads down.
Yep. And Plasmakappa is indeed checking the water checks now with this flipper. Hobo did not have anything interesting.
And we're we're about to find out what Trinex has for us today. Alright, now this is something I really want to say. We're getting to see these two entrances on Plasmakappa's side.
Only one for now, because he doesn't have the mitts yet, but
Yep.
it looks like that's going to be rectified quickly. That is the 6th crystal for Walsh, so...
We have not found Meyer.
We've not found Meyer, but if he does find Meyer, then that is... he has everything he needs to complete it and finish the seed. Whereas if it is Swamp, he needs to find Flippers and the Swamp Small Key, so we are still a while away.
And Plasmakappa is going to see that Tempered Sword on the Zora ledge and be very glad he waited to get those Flippers to get up here.
Yeah, I agree with he will definitely be running straight to Vitreous to see if it's the crystal or not. I don't think he actually knows if Thieves Town is a pendant or not. I missed the map check, so... Tempered's not completely worth it, but it definitely makes the Ganon fight quicker. And it's not really that far of a check with Flippers and Boots. Like, if I were Walsh, I probably wouldn't go back and get it. However, being already there, Plasma can get it. No.
It looks like Plasma might be following suit and just going and killing Trinex.
That seems to be what he's doing, yeah. He's heading straight to Mini Moldorm Cave. And he does have one key to finish it. Oh, there's that sick kid, which had something. Oh, I got a glimpse. It was a piece of heart.
So... I'm kind of hoping that the Swamp Palace Small Key is in Castle Tower, because we have a key, and we can get both chests. Actually, there's another really big time save that Plasmakappa has right now, and that is not having to menu in the Trinex fight.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, it looks like Walsh... Ooh, that was a little bit of a close fight from Plasma there, but he managed to finish it. But yeah, Walsh might not actually know that Thieves Town is the last pendant. He's just guessing which are crystals. Well, he wasn't guessing that the Turtle Rock, but he might still just rush Vitreous to see if it is the crystal or not. Because at this point, if you can finish the dungeon, you may as well.
Yeah, Walsh does not know that Thieves Town is a pendant. However, does not have the Thieves Town big key.
Was that on Powder? I know something was in Powder. That was good. It might have actually been the Thieves Town big key. He did just get that Powder, so...
I don't recall.
Okay, so Plasma just checked the back of the swamp, but did not get the item, it looks like. Unless I missed it, which is possible.
Front of swamp was 20 rupees.
20 rupees, okay. Never mind, he checked it. My streams were kind of... anyway. So you'll be able to check the vanilla entrance to Meyer to see if that actually is the entrance to Meyer.
And he will also be able to go into and complete Eastern Palace.
I believe Plasma did not check the Ice Palace entrance. However, that is the shovel, which, you know, could be something, could not be. Which is just the... Okay, so that had nothing. So Meyer entrance had nothing. So we still have Turtle Rock entrance.
Well, we don't know what the Turtle Rock entrance is. For Plasmakappa, that's not a problem.
Have we seen everything else but that? I'm not actually entirely sure about this logically, but if it is a pendant, could it potentially be a Ganon's? Okay,
Oh
Plasma.
no, I had a terrible thought. Like, worse than my other thought.
I mean, well, depends. What is that thought?
Swamp being the last crystal, and the Swamp Palace small key being on the pedestal.
Well, in that case, Meyer would definitely still not be in Ganon's Tower because that would be impossible. I think Plasma's in a similar mode as Walsh. He's not checking a lot of things. Because he's practically in go mode once he finds Meyer.
Why? Because, well, because we haven't seen Pedestal yet, and it's still a legitimate possibility, is why.
Because while Plasma doesn't actually know if this is a crystal or not, he knows where one of the remaining 3 crystals are at Ice Palace, and I assume he'll be going to do that soon. The big chest in Ice Palace. So the big key is in Ice Palace. We know that. Unfortunately, we also know that the big chest in Ice Palace is useless.
We're about to see what. Yes, yes, please, no. Dang it. Never mind. Why must you get my hopes up and then kill them?
Yeah, it's looking pretty unlikely that Pedestal is in logic in this scene.
Yeah. Oh, ooh, okay.
Looks like Walsh did not get that hint about the pyramid because he skipped most of the hints. So this is, we already know, a bit of a waste of time because it is just a shop there. However, he does not know this, and it is one of the few remaining entrances that Meyer could be for him, so it makes perfect sense from his point. We do not know if the last crystal is Swamp or Meyer, and we do not know where Meyer is, nor where the Swamp small key is. So we need to find one of those 2 things, possibly both, if the Swamp small key is in Meyer and Meyer is.
Well, we have not seen the Turtle Rock vanilla entrance. I honestly want to say that might be Meyer.
That's one of the only options left. If it's not, I believe that is the last entrance, and if that is not the one, then it has to be in both a pendant and in GT.
Sorry to cut you off, but Falcon, the reason why Walsh could not check that chest is because I believe he had gotten a piece of heart which filled his heart containers back up, and he got put back in the water. I think.
That sounds correct, yeah.
I could be wrong, but that he was swimming and therefore just decided to leave, so that would be my only guess.
But he still could have just gone out and in again, yeah.
And that's still fair, which is, yeah, that's, huh.
So Plasma has his 5th crystal and knows where the 6th is. It looks like Walsh is starting to check some of the chests that he had abandoned. Starting with Laser Bridge, which gets him a red boomerang. And I honestly don't remember if there's anything else useful here. Plasma is now finding his other entrance into Turtle Rock. It actually was a very useful thing they could have gone to a long time ago. But there was a lot to do, so I can't blame them.
Has the vanilla big key chest been checked in Turtle Rock?
Oh, that's where the big key of Thieves Town was. Okay. Sorry, what was the question one more time?
Have we seen the big key chest in Turtle Rock?
Yes, I believe it was a key. Yeah, a key for a key is.
Gotcha.
It's pointing out. It was the
goodness.
Turtle Rock key, which is always
That
fun.
seems to be in that chest a lot.
Plasma may be going for his, at the very least, ether check, if not also the Turtle Rock check. Or he's heading to Ice Palace. I forget exactly where that is, to be honest. I want to say it was in Pod area.
Ice
Oh
Palace
no, I marked it
is
down
in
in Sahasrara.
Sahasrara.
Yeah, that was one of the things I checked before my thing died. However, we are indeed. This is the quick way to get over to the east side, anyways. I'm guessing. Oh, we haven't seen this entrance yet. Oh, okay, it's nothing. Never mind. It's Bumper Ledge, which is a connector to, at this point, nothing useful. Potentially, probably just right side of desert. I think that's the only interesting thing, or the only one-way exit we haven't seen.
I believe so.
However, we are getting our Turtle Rock check, so is this Meyer? And is Meyer a crystal? Things we want to know.
Inquiring minds must know. Is this a crystal? It is ether, so...
Oh, where was ether?
Oh goodness.
There's a few places it could be out. Maybe Pod, maybe...
Wasn't Pod.
Actually, could have been Thieves Town. And this is Meyer, by the way, so we are in Meyer. Big key chest in Pod. Okay, that sounds right.
It wasn't Pod. I take that back.
Okay, so this could still be a pendant, though, this means. And we already know that the left side is not required. That is true. Walsh is missing pod keys.
And did abandon then both that and the flippers. I would absolutely say Plasmakappa has the edge right now.
Yeah, if this is a crystal, I think Plasma has this is fairly likely to finish first at this point. True, Blind does... Or no, Blind didn't have a key.
Well, technically speaking, you don't need the key to get into the big chest. Also, we did get a hint, I believe, that the Ice Palace big key was an Ice Palace, yes?
Correct. You can finish Ice Palace without a big key. That's not an issue. And in Go mode especially, since you'll just be doing the... Most people will be doing the Ice Palace bomb jump. Honestly, the hardest part for Plasma here is doing these dark rooms. But it looks like he's already got the hardest part down, so... Oh no, it was a pod key on Blind. That was correct. So he has the potential to go be able to get the big chest key now.
And now he also does know that Thieves Town is a pendant.
Yep, so now he is also down to Swamp Palace or Meyer as the last pendant. Bombos is the lamp. Ether Tablet was a map. Could have been actually a useful map, actually, now thinking about it. Walsh is heading back into Pod. This could be potentially what he needs. I believe he did get the hint for flippers, so he's not even hammer yumping. Ooh, this is unfortunate. So he will get his flippers, however, he will not get his ether.
And that's gonna be a problem. Oh no!
Oh, and Swamp, but Swamp is the last crystal. What a twist. So we are looking for that Swamp small key for go mode now.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so things we haven't checked. It could be in Agate Tower. It could be in Mire. It could be on the pedestal. I still want it to be there, hypothetically. Yes, I'm awful like that.
It could be pedestal, yes.
Isn't there one chest locked behind Agate Tower as well?
Ganon, it could be up Ganon's tower, or in the pyramid drop.
Oh goodness, you're right.
It could be on Desert, in Desert or Sawsroll.
Could be
looks
on Landmolas.
True. Looks like Walsh is heading to Agate Tower.
No, we have seen the bat. I don't remember what it was, but I do remember it was not anything useful.
It actually has a Thieves Town big key, which, while technically not useful, did get a pod key at the very least.
No, the Thieves Town big key was in Turtle Rock. Oh goodness. Alright, so the first chest in Agate Tower is a sword.
Okay, so now we have another tempered. I have a mushroom from Plasma.
And that was Bombos. My apologies, chat. Thank you for keeping me understanding what's going on.
That's a fair point. Okay. It was something.
Wrong key, unfortunately.
There isn't one of our Ganon Tower keys, which makes the climb more in logic. But I believe we're still one key short of it fully being in logic. Yeah, I'm guessing an IP full clear is next as well. Skipping the big chest, of course. We do see Walsh going to Dark World here, so he might actually be heading to Ganon's Tower. Or at the very least, Hera Basement. Nope, looks like Ganon's Tower. Yep, so he'll be checking the right side of Ganon's Tower and potentially finishing. There's definitely 5 items that we have not seen. Skipping Tile Room, though. Walsh is not interested in Tile Room whatsoever. Plasma hasn't actually done Old Man yet, but that had nothing interesting, unfortunately. Missing the block throw a little bit there on Walsh's side. Where is Plasma going next? Looks like Ice Palace. Yes, Plasma has already done the right side of Ganon's Tower. He has the only chest he hasn't done is the.
I'm wondering when we'll see a witch check.
Okay, so we're seeing the top of Walsh. I don't know if we'll see a witch check. That is potentially possible. I forget where exactly it is, honestly.
We have seen the Hera basement. It was not there. We have seen Tile Room in Ganon's Tower. It was not there either.
We've seen all of Ice Palace. It's not there. I believe we saw all of Ice Palace.
To my knowledge, we did. I think. Did R.D. Walsh check the iced tea room?
Looks like that is a no. So we are missing iced tea room, which would be...
That'd be an awful chest to have to go back to.
Did he find the big key? Yeah, he looks like he did. Spike Cave leads to 10 arrows, so... I don't know if Plasma's done that yet, but he's definitely not going to.
Well, Plasma also did get the hints that the Ice Palace big chest just has 10 arrows in it as well, so
Right.
he might not even go for it.
He'll be skipping that. Though he isn't doing the bomb jump, so he will be needing to get that big key at the very least. Pedestal has not been checked yet, even though both players have been on the outside of Skullwoods, that area, since they got the book in the mirror, but...
And me being the awful person I am, I have been calling for the Swamp Palace small key to be there, so... Hopefully it's not.
That would definitely be interesting, but also kind of frustrating.
It could also be on the green pendant check-in.
Yep, Desert has two, or the back of Desert, I should say, has two checks that it could be at.
And we're seeing... looking pretty spiffy. On to Landmolus 2.
It could not be in GT, because we know for a fact that the last crystal is it's the swamps. Blinky. We have determined that this is Blinky, yes.
So we're going to see the Ice Tea Room chest check on Plasmakappa's side. We're going to see the remainder of Ganon's Tower checked for R.D. Walsh, as well as that one chest that is being guarded by the pyramid.
Yep. Ice Tea is just a 20 spot.
So Walsh is not missing anything by checking that, or by having skipped checking that. And now has 18 hearts. And honestly, I just think it's really nice for the refill.
Yeah. He has plenty of HP for Troll Dorm too. Looks like there was nothing in the room before that.
Oh, I got my hopes up. Very fast kill of Moldorm 2, fantastically done. And what is going to be in the chest past Moldorm 2? It's the key to Swamp Palace!
Oh no. The validation chest strikes yet again.
Oh my god.
Well, it looks like Walsh is going for it. He doesn't know if he needs Maya or not, but he's hoping he doesn't. And he is correct. So Walsh just took a huge lead by taking these gambles.
Oh my goodness.
Plasma has gotten his 6th crystal, but he needs to climb Ganon's tower to get access to the line. While Walsh is in go mode, even if he isn't completely sure that he has it yet.
I cannot believe that is what it was.
I can. I've seen so many seeds with validation chests recently. Yeah, he's acting like it's go mode. He went straight to Swamp Belt. It does look like Plasma is actually heading to Ganon's Tower now. Maybe. Maybe not. I lied.
So, at about 2 hours in, R.D. Walsh has entered Go mode. He doesn't quite know it yet, because he has not seen...
He doesn't know it, but he sure knows it.
He is certainly not checking a darned thing in here if it's not in the way.
This is looking to be quite a speedy cross key seed, though. The current pace wall should be finished at 2:05. It looks like Plasma had not checked his last chest in Skullwoods yet either. He was hedging against it being up Ganon's Tower, I think.
Unfortunately, that's where he has to go.
Yeah. Unfortunately so.
It is nice that he did find a sword upgrade in Agatara, though. So he will have Tempered Sword going into the Ganon fight.
Oh, he's actually not even checking pet. He's going to Desert to check the big chest, it looks like. Which he might check out. So he does have a few orphan locations that he's checking, which makes logical sense.
And now we're gonna get the quick kill on Argus. Fantastic job. We have a map to Misery Mire.
Of course. We do have that fourth Mire key. Or Ganon's Tower key, I should say. It was in logic the whole time.
We are gonna get a pedestal check.
Refreshing green goop. How refreshing.
Definitely not what Plasmakappa wanted to see.
And also not very refreshing, especially considering how quickly he's going to see that he is just far enough behind. So I'm just going to see a tempered red mail 18 heart go mode Ganon fight. This should be relatively.
This should go by very quickly.
Nice one round of the first phase.
It is indeed time for the big pig. Gosh, I want bacon now.
Looks like not quite one cycle of the second phase, but a good 2 cycle.
Despite having red mail, despite having 18 hearts, the fire bats still hurt. A lot. Meanwhile, on Plasmakappa's side, he's checking everything he could possibly think to check before going into Ganon's Tower. Which we know he has to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, he has a bunch of orphan checks that he really wants to do first. Oop. Barely missed the torch glitch on Ganon there, but with silvers, that's not a huge deal. Especially since he is already the dead. Just under 205.
Nice
Sorry,
double
just over
indeed.
205. And with that, looks like Walsh has finished with a time of 2:05:03. GG to Walsh.
That was one heck of a chase runaround for that small palace small key.
Yeah, Walsh had to actually do quite a bit there to make his way to get both the items he needed for Swamp Palace and then also just correctly guess that it was the crystal. For all intents and purposes, when he had missed those flippers in pod, he was probably decently far behind. Being able to find that hint that they were actually in there, as well as then making the call to go up Ganon's tower, saved him. He also had the chance to be way behind without the Ether Medallion because of Meyer being up on the Turtle Rock main entrance. However, because that ended up being a pendant, Plasma ended up losing a lot of time up there, and it just didn't work out for him. Really close match overall, though. Could have gone either way the entire race. It was fun to watch. Fun to commentate for. There we go.
That was spectacular.
We'll be getting Walsh in here for a interview once he gets a chance to recover from that. I'm sure his nerves were going crazy. I know mine would have been.
Considering how early the runners had everything to get all the way up Ganon's tower to that chest, he may have been thinking that he was way behind and checking it late.
Yeah, both of them could have checked it after their second time in there, roughly, because they had bow, they had big key. They were technically out of logic, as was mentioned earlier, but that's not always why you should skip it, and in this seed, once again, that's shown why it's not a reason to skip. Because even if it's not in logic at the time, it could still be in logic later. You just don't know it.
Even so, with the small keys that both of them ended up having, they could have gotten up there.
Yep, they believe at least Plasma had found all 4 of the small keys, so... Plasma just missing the quick kill on Moldorm 2, it looks like.
Is going to finish that up very much immediately afterwards, though.
And it looks like we are joined here by Walsh. Congratulations, Walsh, on winning that seat with a very speedy time.
Thank you. So first off, I wanted to know, did Plasma ever find Meyer?
Yes, actually, that ended up being the big difference, because he spent a little bit more of the time looking for that Meyer entrance, and he had found Ether, which was actually the big key chest and he had found enough keys to get to full clear it, while you had not been able to get it. Us, like you, were unaware of whether it was a pendant or not for a long time until he finished it, basically.
Yeah, I spent 5-6 minutes looking for Meyer, just galaxy being okay, I'm gonna find Misery Meyer, I'm gonna go mode it, that's gonna be the crystal, and then we'll hope for the best. But
yeah, that's what we were guessing you were doing, because we saw you skip, the Turtle Rock laser bridge, for example, and all that. What caused you to just eventually just switch gears and instead start checking for that Swamp Small Key?
Basically, I ran out of entrances. I don't think I ever checked the T-Rog medallion, but yeah, I was pretty much out of entrances, so I knew I needed to find something either a small key or the medallion. I don't think I had anything left. Hopefully I didn't, but yeah.
Plasmakappa finding the pod small key up at the top here, and is just about to find the unfortunate news.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting seed from a knowledge perspective, because you guys were both fairly much in go mode pretty early, actually, just not knowing where all the entrances were, not knowing what are medallions and what are crystals. So, You definitely
I
had
remember
the lead from that. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I remember being in Ice Palace and just like kind of full clearing that, and then I just like kind of thought, wait a second, I have the Meyer big key, so if I find Meyer, I'm in go mode. But yeah, was not meant to be for this seed, I guess.
Would you like to know where Meyer was?
Yes, I would, please.
Meyer was Vanilla Turtle Rock front entrance.
Okay, and that was Ether.
And that was Ether. Would you
correct.
like to know where Ether was?
I think Freddy said that was the big key chest in.
Yeah, big key chest and pod.
Yeah.
And interestingly, also, both of you had the availability to make it up Ganon's Tower on your second-ish trip, and neither of you actually did it because of lack of key. Well, I think there was technically enough keys, but it wasn't logically in key, and you were still like 1 or 2 swords at that point. Both of you guys were. And Plasma, like I said, he managed to find all the medallions actually before you found a single one.
Oh wow.
Turns out only the ether wasn't actually important, but that actually ended up leading to his downfall since Meyer was the pendant after all.
Yeah.
It's also fortunate you found that hint for the flippers. When you did.
So I was like kind of consciously skipping hints just because like I don't really like hints, and like I was just taking my principles on this one, like okay, I'm just not going to check any of these, and then muscle memory led me to check out the only 2 helpful hints in the game, I would imagine.
Not the only 2. There were actually quite a few. Like we had at a certain point we had a hint that both the Ice Palace Big Key was an Ice Palace, and the
fun.
Ice Palace Big Chest had nothing in it. Had like 10 rows, I think it was.
Oh, good.
We also knew like Meyer wasn't, the left side of Meyer was nothing. There was quite a few useful hints in this one actually. Though obviously the hints aren't required to win a race like this, as you've, and most of them are pretty useless in my experience, so makes sense.
Right, yeah.
Shadow pointed out it could be PK is just trying to finish this as quickly as possible to try to get a personal best for himself. This is definitely faster than my personal best by a good amount at this point. And as well as Walsh also got a personal best by, what, 11 minutes? So
yeah, something like that.
Definitely a speedy seed. Which made sense. There was a lot of early access to pretty much everywhere you guys needed to go. Quick Moon Pearl and Mirror makes routing a lot quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Most of the items kind of showed up about the same time in South Dark World.
So, one of the other, I suppose, advantages that you had really early on was that you got the book out of Pod, and Plasmakappa didn't. So you got to check the Bombos tablet early enough, get that lamp, which isn't super helpful in the grand scheme of things, but honestly, not having to do dark rooms is really nice.
Yeah, I guess with Meyer, like, the dark rooms weren't that bad, though. Man, I took a death in, like, the Hyrule Castle dark room because those were, like, the Thieves Town snakes in the back of the castle, and I wasn't prepared to deal with that.
Oh yeah, those hit pretty hard in the Dark World, unfortunately.
Yeah, they sure do.
That is one little foible I forgot to mention.
Yeah, those are terrifying. I believe the proper term for those would be danger noodles.
I like that term, and I'm going to start using it.
Because, yeah, they hurt. Plasmakappa is in the Ganon fight. 18 hearts, red mail, tempered sword, silver arrows. I'm gonna do this pretty quickly.
I believe those are a close cousin to the murderodactyls for sure. Didn't quite get the one phase though.
He does have a red potion. Thank goodness.
Yeah, he won't be dying though, it's fine. Okay, made it to phase 3.
So, Walsh, what do you think about going into the next round? You excited? You not excited? What's going on with that?
I hear I'm facing Andy next round, so oh boy.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Like, it'll be a really good learning experience. I'm not expecting anything great to happen, but yeah, he's really good, and it's going to be a really honor to race him.
Yeah, you're facing Andy, all right.
I think you can hold up just fine. As long as you don't get something silly like hovering required for a key item, you're probably fine. I have faith. You did very well this seed, making good decisions, making the right decisions. Sometimes that's all it takes, especially in a seed or in a mode like this where there is a lot of different places you can go. Routing is very important.
Plasmakappa is also done with a time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 48 seconds. I believe we have him with us.
Yep. Hey, Plasma. GG on the race. It was actually a very close race for the majority of the time.
Help.
Yeah, unfortunately that did not work out for you because we were in as much suspense as you were when you were going to finish Mire. We had no idea whether Mire or Swamp was the last crystal at that point either. So you were the one that told us which one was the correct, and unfortunately Walsh had made his way up Ganon's tower before you did. Actually made it after you were doing Mire, but before you made your way up there, obviously. And he was still guessing at what the last crystal was at that point too, so...
Yes. As soon as he was done, I knew where it was.
Yeah. Unfortunate. So what was going through your mind when you finally found...
I was like, well, yeah, it's here. It's gotta be here. I don't think any other place makes sense.
Yeah, I think at that point, that was the only place left other than Ganon's tower.
You were avoiding Ganon's tower for a little bit before going in that second time, well, third time. But what was your reasoning for going around and getting some other checks out of the way instead of going straight at the gauntlet?
I mean, I do like to skip that spot from time to time. There was a small key in the DP big chest, just,
Yeah.
every other small key in the game first. Very important.
Of course, yeah. But yeah, so you are going to be heading to the lower bracket now. Honestly, I'd have to look and see where exactly you're going to be ending up, but since this is the second round...
Oh, it's either going to be a Gem, Wall Kicks, or a Walter the Fourth.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's just lovely.
I'm sure you'd be fine against either of those. Honestly, that was a very impressive performance today.
Both of you did an
just,
excellent job.
As what comes to a lot of these, just one decision that can backfire and just kind of spiral out, which, to be fair, in this case, it didn't. You were slightly behind in crystals for most of the seed, but you didn't really feel behind in the race because you had found the flippers way early. You guys were pretty even on checks. You had done a lot more of the checks earlier on compared to Walsh. And honestly, like I said, it was a very close race for almost the entire time. So well played to both of you, and it was fun to watch. Do you have any other feelings or anything you'd like to say about the race or the seat?
Oh, well. Mostly just kept going in the same direction. Oh, and I never went to get my flippers until I had enough small keys to full clear pod because I don't like the yump.
That's fair. It's definitely a difficult bomb jump to do.
Yeah, I still need to learn that myself, or at least kind of get that down. I've done it once in all my career, but yeah, it's tricky. I was totally prepared to triple save scum that one key that I found in Thieves Town.
No. Also, I saw I was in go mode after I found the mitts. I realized I wasn't in go mode. Oh. Well, maybe I'm still in go mode. Oh.
Wait, where is the last crystal? Yeah, it's rough. Did you want to know where the lamp was?
Where is it?
Bombo's
Bombo's
tablet.
Well,
Yeah,
eventually.
Wall should actually drop down and gotten that book the first time he went into pod. He burned the key on the front there, and then had checked Bombo's tablet not long after that. Once he got that second sword, he just kind of went straight back to grab that. However, about that time is when you found the fire rod, and it's kind of like, well, even at that point, you're probably not even going to get the lamp. That's what I was figuring. Took Walsh a bit longer to find the fire rod, but lamp is one of those nice to have things.
Yes, it is.
I think we've just about wrapped this up, yeah?
Yeah, let's get this wrapped up. Once again, GG's to both of our runners, Walsh and Plasma, with a very speedy, both of you finishing under 2 hours and 16, which is fast for a lot of these races, that's for sure. So that means I actually get the rest of my night. Thanks, guys. Good job.
Hey, you're
Go
welcome.
follow the
And-
runners.
Go follow the
thank you.
runners. Go follow the trackers. Go follow the restreamer. There's chat commands for this that someone needs to do. Thank you, Shadow. And is there anything else anyone would like to say before we sign off?
Oh, yeah, just thank you guys for commentary, and to whoever tracked for me, I'm very sorry that I don't use a personal tracker on my own stream. I know that made your job a lot harder. Yeah, very sorry. Hope you accept that.
They did a great job.
Thank you, and send more help.
You're sending all the help we can.
My favorite was your names were Send Help and No. So you guys were just basically talking to each other. With your names. Anyway, so this has been Friday. I'm here with Rainbow Poogle. And we just watched the race between Plasmakappa, already Walsh by 5, which Walsh won with a time of 2:05.03. I forgot to bring anything up. 03. Aha, got it first try. Thank you for watching, everyone. And we got more races going on currently over at, I believe, the second channel. My thing reset. We have a race between Alazun and Chemo on Zelda Speedruns 2. Losers bracket round 1 over there. And we have another winners bracket round 1 race between Fred Coughlin and Febreze Ninja over on Zelda Speedruns 3. So go ahead and give them a watch, head over there, and we will see you all next time.